And now if I could please ask David Montgomery and the First Lady of Pennsylvania, the Honorable Midge Rendell, to please come to the podium.
David P. Montgomery. Now, the moral of this story is you should not ask, as a presenter, someone who has known the honoree as long and as well as I have known David. So I've got to get just a little bit irreverent here. Flashback to 1967. And a yearbook photo of 3 Phi Sigma Kappa fraternity brothers in a morning after pose. Inconsequential undergrads, Bonventry, Stiles, and Montgomery, with the quotation, "Remember the laughs? Bear, Bonventry, thought he was Julius Caesar at the toga party. Monty even got out of the rack to enjoy that one. Sty lost the IF election but made the Losers Club. Well, fast forward to 2009, and those 3, entertainment publishing mogul, U.S. attorney turned EVP of the Phillies, and the Mont, as he is affectionately called, president and CEO of the Phillies, are no longer sleeping or losers. They are men of consequence indeed. And if anything, David is a sleeping giant. Actually, truth be told, after what he's experienced during the past month, he'd probably rather be sleeping right now. And before going any further, let's give him a huge round of applause for those fightin' Phils. A record-setting 3.6 million in attendance, record-setting 73 home sellouts, record-setting back-to-back NLCS, record-setting consecutive World Series. Did I mention that that yearbook was called The Record? In any event, Monty's come a long way from those days at Penn, undergrad and Wharton, and from his first job in ticket sales at the Phillies. His work off the field is all about community. Police Athletic League, Need Indeed, Schuylkill Environmental Center, Woodland School, and the Phillies charities, especially ALS. Penn, too, is his community, from serving on the overseers of the Annenberg School, and as a trustee, and engaged in all those activities listed in your program. He's taken a leadership role at every turn, but most notably as chair of the advisory board of WXPN at a critical time when it was transforming itself physically and literally into World Cafe Live. Roger LeMay speaks of David's key role. There were risks involved, but because David was there, keeping an eye on things and saying it was okay, the administration and the trustees were on board. They trusted him, and as a result, the vision of what could be became a reality and a success story. David, you're widely cheered as a quintessential citizen of Philadelphia. You raise funds for a host of charitable causes. Here at Penn, you cover all the bases, bringing boundless loyalty and energy to the role of fan, publicist, manager, and all-round heavy hitter. No wonder your son, Sam, was inspired to become, like you, a graduate of the college. We at Penn thank you for all you do and are so proud to present you with the 2009 Alumni Award of Merit.
I'm going to absolutely make Midge stand right by me while I make my remarks, but it's kind of ironic. When I listened to Bill, I realized that a lot of what he had to say actually was some of the ground I was going to cover, and it's probably because we were here during the same period. But the word that I use when I think of my relationship with Penn is simply, I've just been so fortunate. You know, being from Philadelphia, when I came on this campus, I was familiar with the campus. I was familiar in that I'd gone to Franklin Field and the Palestra. That's how familiar I was. And the reality is that the next 6.5 years that I was on the campus, and for the 45 years since, it's been simply a pleasure. And Midge is the symbol of, as are a number in the room, of why it's been such a pleasure and why I feel so fortunate. It's the friendships. She mentioned Mike Stiles, who's here tonight, who was my college roommate. Richard Dietz, who also, I guess in his case, followed me to Penn. But it's been wonderful for me to have lived in this city and seen Penn grow, as Bill described. I think in my time here, seeing the West Philadelphia Initiative and what it's meant to see Penn adopt the city and embrace the city as opposed to perhaps some of the way it was approached when I was here. I think I listened to Lula and the pride in her accomplishments academically, and I thought back and thought about my relationship with faculty members, and Midge gave you a little bit of a glimpse, and I was pleased that one Ted Hirschberg, who at the time was the seminar professor my senior year, when asked about some of his most memorable students, I was actually shocked that he mentioned my name, and then he explained that it was because I had provided him World Series tickets in 1980, as opposed to having anything to do with my classroom accomplishments. But let me also pick up on the theme of Gaylord P. Harnwell, because that's how we knew the university president in the 60s. And the reality is what a treat it's been for me to have a personal relationship and a first-name basis with the last three presidents, and particularly Amy as well. Thank you. The other thing that I thought about, what an exciting day for somebody in my profession to be on campus, because what I hope you all realize, this is the day of the trade. This is the day that David L. Cohen and Jim Reapy were traded for one another. One went from Penn Med to the university, and the other vice versa. And I will tell you firsthand, I had the opportunity of being an alumni trustee while Jim took over as chair. And I salute him, as others have done throughout these last couple of days, for the job he has done. And I also feel so fortunate to have someone with the friendships that I've enjoyed with both Jim and David assume these roles of leadership. So it is, as I reflect on the opportunities of service, I also have to say a word about this building and about WXPN, because they were two areas that I was not familiar with at all while on campus. And what a tremendous opportunity to broaden my horizons and have the opportunity to be involved with those two organizations. So I'm fortunate, as others, to have had a very supportive family who have indulged me while I traveled from home down to Penn for many reasons and many enjoyable times. And in summary, I think the words I would say are thanks to Penn, and more importantly, the people of Penn, the Penn community, for 45 years of extraordinary friendship. Thank you all.